Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've been watching the artificial intelligence space just absolutely explode over the past year, and you're wondering how to actually capitalize on it, like how to create real software and build a real business, well, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're breaking down the exact entrepreneurial roadmap you need to transition from a passive AI consumer to an elite product builder. We're moving way past just typing simple questions into a chat window. We're talking about architecting real solutions that solve massive problems and generate real, tangible value. So let's dive right in.
Here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the global AI reality, move into the consumer versus builder mindset, check out the Anthropic toolkits, break down your AI development roadmap, and finally, look at automating workflows. All right, part one, the global AI reality. Let's look at the numbers. I want you to imagine the entire world's population broken down into 4 distinct demographic tiers. Having this macro perspective is absolutely crucial for anyone wanting to start a business today. So, check this out. A staggering 84% of the globe, that's 6.8 billion people, our silver tier, have literally never used artificial intelligence. None. They are completely outside the ecosystem. Moving one step up, we've got the green tier. This is 16% of the population who are your casual, free chatbot users. They dabble. From there, the funnel gets extremely narrow. Only 0.3% are in the yellow tier, paying $20 a month for advanced subscriptions. And then, at the very, very bottom, the absolute tip of the spear, that's the red tier. For an entrepreneur, this isn't just data. This is literally a map of your massive potential customer base versus your tiny actual competition. And that red tier fraction? It's exactly 0.04%, just 2.5 million people globally. To put that into perspective, that's fewer people than the population of Chicago. But they are the ones building the software architecture for the rest of the planet. These are the elite builders who are leveraging AI to create real SaaS products and sell scalable solutions. They aren't just paying for access, right? They're using the technology to generate massive, massive leverage. Which brings us perfectly to part two. The mindset shift from consumer to builder. It is so easy to fall into what I call the green dot trap. Actually, a ton of aspiring entrepreneurs fall right into this bucket. They ask basic questions, maybe generate a few emails or brainstorming lists, they act as passive learners, and they genuinely think they're maximizing the technology. But true entrepreneurs, they make a radical structural shift to that red dot mindset. They don't just consume, they orchestrate. They deploy agentic products that do the heavy lifting for them. They automate complex multi-step workflows. They build highly scalable software that can service thousands of users without human intervention. The shift is simple, but it's incredibly profound. You have to stop just chatting with AI and start directing it to build. Think about this quote for a second. The whole world is your target audience. Why not join the 1% who are actually building the solutions? Let that really sink in. Because nearly 100% of the population, when you combine the folks who've never touched AI with the millions of casual consumers, are just waiting to consume technology. Your entrepreneurial opportunity here is massive. They have the problems, the inefficiencies, the friction, and you have the tools to build the automated solutions they desperately need. Okay, moving into part 3, the Anthropic toolkit. Here are the 4 core pillars you need to know. This ecosystem is wild. It essentially gives a solo entrepreneur the absolute power of an entire tech company. You don't need a massive agency or huge funding rounds anymore. First, you have standard Claude AI for your core ideation and drafting. Then you've got Claude Code, which honestly acts like a highly competent executive assistant, actually organizing and modifying your local computer files. Next up is Claude Code, which is essentially your heavy lifting lead engineer. And finally, Claude Design acts as your UI/UX specialist, rapidly turning your ideas into functional web and mobile prototypes. Put all that together, and you have a complete production studio. But the real heavy hitter, the absolute engine of our roadmap is Claude Code. Now, this isn't just your standard code generator where you're copying and pasting snippets back and forth. No way. It's an agentic AI. In really simple terms, it has autonomy. It reads your entire project code base, actively hunts down bugs on its own, writes the complex logic, and autonomously deploys the software. If it hits an error, it doesn't just stop and ask for your help. It reads the error log, figures out why it failed, and rewrites its own code until it passes. It literally replaces the need for an entire engineering team. All right, part 4, let's get into your actual step-by-step AI development roadmap.
This roadmap is how you practically transition from just having an idea to actually owning a deployed product. Step 1. You install Claude Code directly into your command line terminal or an IDE like VS Code. Step 2. You master the core / commands that steer the AI's behavior. Step 3, and this is incredibly critical, you provide rich, deep project context using voice prompts. And step 4, you deploy your application to the world, get that user feedback, and start scaling your personal portfolio.
Now, step 2 is where the magic really happens. Executing these specialized / commands radically changes the AI's behavior. Instead of spending hours pulling your hair out over a single bug like developers traditionally do, the brainstorm command forces the AI to deep read your entire code base and propose multiple accurate solutions instantly. The context command lets you literally see the AI's memory window, making sure it hasn't lost the plot of what you're trying to build. You can activate specialized skills and even deploy sub-agents for complex problem solving. Guys, it is literally like giving your AI its own team of mini AI assistants to delegate tasks to. And I want to give you a massive pro tip for step 3 because it completely changes how you communicate with the tool. Don't just type out a short, generic text prompt like, build me a website. Speak to it. Dictate your entire nuanced project plan via voice. Human speech lets you transfer a massive amount of context, like your specific business background, the precise pain points of your target audience, your exact technical needs, so much faster than typing. Because the bandwidth of human thought is just so much higher when we're speaking, providing this deep context literally stops the AI from hallucinating or generating garbage code. It ensures a highly accurate, production-ready build right out of the gate. Finally, part 5, automating workflows and scaling with N-CADE-N. Enter N8N. This is an incredibly powerful workflow automation tool. Listen, for an entrepreneur, if Claude Code is your engineering team, N8N is essentially your entire operations department. Building your core software is great, but N8N connects with agentic AI to handle all those complex background tasks that usually drain a founder's time. It silently handles syncing databases, routing customer emails, fetching API data, processing payments across dozens of different apps. And it does all of this completely hands-free, so you can focus entirely on growing the business rather than managing the plumbing. And here is the true magic, the absolute game-changer integration between these tools. You don't even have to manually build these operations inside NN yourself. You can let Claude Code directly write and deploy the required workflows into your NN environment for you. It completely bypasses the tedious, frustrating need to manually configure complicated JSON files or drag-and-drop nodes to make things connect. Your AI agent is essentially building your AI automations. You are simply the architect telling the system what business outcome you want, and the tools negotiate the technical details entirely between themselves. We have covered a ton of ground today, from the sheer macro reality of global AI usage down to the exact agentic frameworks you need to deploy and automate powerful software solutions. After seeing the sheer capability of tools like Claude Code and N8N working in tandem, I want you to ask yourself a serious question. Are you content staying a passive consumer, stuck in that green tier, endlessly consuming content? Or are you ready to become an entrepreneur, join that elite 0.04%, and finally start building the future? The opportunity is absolutely waiting for you. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, I challenge you to start building today.